Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well during the social distancing period we're all experiencing right now. If one of the things you find yourself going through during this challenging time is feeling anxious or feeling anxiety as a result of this pandemic, then there are several techniques that we can use to try and kind of alleviate some of that anxiety that you're experiencing. Now, one of the things we like to use is CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. And there are a couple of activities that I'll share with you over the coming weeks that have to do with kind of challenging anxiety using CBT. The one I will use today is what we call a thought log, and it's from an activity that's adapted from one of the ones provided in the CBT toolbox that's written by Jeff Regenbach. Now, during this activity, what we do basically is to create a chart where we list our distorted thoughts, those catastrophizing thoughts that we have when we're experiencing anxiety on one side, and then we list the rational responses on the other. So I've kind of listed out an example of a chart right here, and you don't have to do it like this, but if it's something that you want to do and want to create a chart like this, then you just make one column on one side distorted thoughts and the other one rational responses on the other. Now, when you fill out this chart, what you do with the distorted thoughts is you put down those catastrophizing thoughts you go to when you're experiencing anxiety. Some examples of those are, I will probably fail, or I will never get a job, I will never graduate. Those are distorted thoughts that many of us experience during times where we experience anxiety. And what we want to do is replace those distorted thoughts with rational responses. Now, these rational responses are based on some successes that we've had in our past that we can turn to kind of give us strength and kind of reduce some of the anxiety that we're feeling at this time. So when we think about some examples of distorted thoughts, we can think about the ones I just listed. I will probably fail, I will never get a job, I will never graduate. Now, what we want to do is replace those distorted thoughts with rational responses. So I've done an example of a completed chart here, and you can kind of see that on one side it says I will probably fail. On the other side, a rational response to that belief is I won't know until I try. I have passed all my classes before. That's an example of kind of replacing that distorted thought that you have with a more rational response based on your own experiences, your own successes, your own strengths that you can look to draw on during this challenging time. Another one is I will never get a job. That's a distorted thought that we want to replace. You can replace that with a rational response, something along the lines of I have been hired before, I am well qualified, something like that. And then another one that is just an example for what we're doing right now is I will not graduate. That's something that we can all probably turn to as something we've experienced in the past, worrying about it as college students, where we feel that there might be something we may not be able to overcome or something of that nature that will prevent us from reaching our goal. So a rational response to I will not graduate will be I graduated high school, I work hard, I am a good student. So what you want to do as you think about those distorted thoughts, as they come into your mind, challenge them. Repeat the rational response to yourself, and you can keep a log like this to kind of think about the rational responses that you can turn to as you kind of experience these distorted thoughts. So with that in mind, I'll just show again the example that I completed with the distorted thoughts on one side and the rational responses on the other. The rational responses we can think of as exceptions to what we've experienced with the distorted thoughts, those periods of success that we've had in the past. This is called a thought log, so if any of you want to complete it, it's just another way that we might be able to relieve some of that anxiety that we're feeling at this time. So I hope, once again, all of you are doing very well during this time. We look forward to welcoming you back to campus when we're able to. And if anybody needs to contact the Wellness Center to speak with a counselor, you can do so at 407-628-6340, or you can send an email to wellnesscenter@rollins.edu. So once again, I hope you're all doing great, and I will see you in future videos. Have a great evening. Bye.